You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
If your social media feed has been full of coconut and palm tree emojis since Kamala Harris became the Democrats' likely nominee for president, you are not alone. That clip we just watched has been a viral meme among young people for months, but it gained worldwide attention after people remixed the audio with songs from singer Charlie XCX's new album, Brat.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context.
All right, so now the Harris campaign is embracing the trend and the notion that, quote, she is Brat, in an effort to capture young voters. And in the process, they've lost anyone over the age of about 40. So we're here to try to explain this phenomenon now, and we've phoned a friend because it has the potential to really impact this race. Yalda Uhls is an assistant adjunct professor of psychology at UCLA, and much hipper than I am, I assume. So she's also the founder and CEO of the Center for Scholars and Storytellers. Welcome, and thank you for your help on this one. I think we probably have to be transparent here. Is Brat one of those things that if you have to ask, you're already on the wrong side of a generational divide here?
Well, especially if you have to ask why it's cool. Most of us who are older think of Brat as a negative thing, but this generation thinks of it as a symbol of authenticity, of realness, of not always fitting in, of being, you know, a real person. And that's why they're embracing it for Kamala.
So how did this get tied to the vice president? Because if you're the vice president of the United States, it would seem you fit in well enough to get, elected several times along the way.
Well, I don't know if this generation, if the younger generation feels that excited about politics until Kamala came along. If you think about it, they've been dealing with these very, very old, not representative of who they are for a long time. And finally, they see someone that looks like them, that, is a person of color. This generation is the most diverse ever. So, as you know, the singer said Kamala is Brat, and then all of a sudden everyone embraced it. And the fact that she embraced it and the campaign just took it on just shows how much she is relating to these younger viewers and also telling them, I'm listening to you. I care about you. I care about what you care about.
And she's got a 2-to-1 advantage in younger voters. And so that may be why the campaign is leaning into this so much, but they've just made a TikTok account and they've themed their social media with that bright green Brat color. Is this strategy, though, connecting with young people?
Absolutely. I think it's completely connecting with them. I've got 2 children myself who are in the Gen Z category, and they are really, really excited. Young people are, again, seeing someone who represents who they are. And she represents the future, not the past. The candidates before really felt very old school in the past. She is contrasting herself from the other candidate, and she represents a future of youth, equality, authenticity, hope, and beating the odds. And this is resonating.
Now, could this social media frenzy actually bring young people out to vote? I mean, is there any proof that this is encouraging people to register to vote or get out and actually show up? Is there a history to this one?
Well, if you think about it, the Obama campaign really at that point used the internet to their advantage and brought out the youth vote to a large extent. And so Kamala's taking a play from that campaign as well, except using the tools of 2024. And I do think, however, while the frenzy is exciting, it shows that she is connecting. People are excited about her and want to vote for her. The campaign and other people should be using this to their advantage and registering young people to vote. For some people, for some of these kids, this will be the first time they've ever voted. Many of them may be going to college, moving out of state, trying to figure out, how do I get an absentee ballot, or do I register here? So it needs to be tied to action to really turn into votes.
A voting is Brat campaign, if you will.
Yes, exactly.
Now, what does Vice President Harris's candidacy mean to you personally as somebody who knew her growing up? You guys were at like a dance school together, I understand?
Yeah, so it means so much to me personally. So, our mothers, and she is quoting her mother with that coconut tree, our mothers are both immigrants to this country that both came for college. And they are also both breast cancer scientists. And I took a ballet class when I was 6 years old in Berkeley, and Kamala was in the class, and we bonded because our mothers were scientists, and we were very, very excited. And you can see how our mothers have inspired us. And we are both children of immigrants. We are both women of color. And she obviously has succeeded more than anyone would have ever expected, and it just shows you in some ways the American dream.
Dr. Uhls, real quick before we let you go, should we be thinking about changing our K-Cal Mornings colors to that neon green?
Absolutely, but I think you might be then you might be saying who you might be voting for.
Or just trying too hard in this case. Dr. Uhls, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Let's get a check.
I want to tell you, I think you're cool too.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's confirmed.
Yes.
Thank you so
Dr.
much
Uhls,
for having me.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.